135. WWO Fuss-style interlude. Cedric, Ceddy Bear, just the guy we wanted to see, George, or was it Fred? Said, throwing an arm over Cedric Diggory's shoulder. Fred, or was it George? Continued where his twin left off. How would you like to hop aboard the latest train taking over the castle? Cedric sighed but humored the notorious prankster twins. All right, guys, I've got a lot on my plate at the moment. With the tournament and everything, you know. So keep it brief, yeah. We'll keep our pitch short and sweet. One of the twins then produced a piece of parchment from somewhere, introducing our latest invention. Ever feel like you can't keep up with all the gossip around the castle? George asked. Of course not, Fred answered for Cedric. Handsome, approachable guy like you is probably rolling secrets. So why not share those secrets with the rest of the castle? I don't know about this, guys. You're making it sound kind of nefarious. Cedric tried to talk his way out of whatever potential scheme the twins wanted to involve him in. Perish the very thought. Indeed, my noble Hufflepuffle. There isn't a nefarious bone in either of our bodies. This invention is purely a tool for socialization. And a revolutionary one at that. It's already taking over the castle. Yeah, Ceddy Bear, you're missing out. Cedric sighed again. Just get on with it. Our pleasure. This glorious bit of magic and enchanting, one twin led, holding up the parchment for Cedric to see. The other twin finished, as the WWO, Witches and Wizards on Parchment. Think of it like the Great Hall. But you can talk to everyone and everyone can talk to you all at once. It's a place to gather and a way to send and receive letters. It's the next big thing. Gryffindor loves them. So does Ravenclaw. We're spreading them around Hufflepuff now. Even the other schools have received some. Cedric frowned. Not Slytherin. That doesn't seem very fair, guys. One of the twins let out a dramatic, put-on sigh. Finny Tilda. Just for you, Ceddy Bear, we'll give them to Slytherin next. We'll have to upcharge them a bit though. Not for you, Ceddy Bear. Just a single sickle in the castle's newest gossip network is yours for the taking. Well, Cedric considered it. In the end, though, his answer was obvious. No Hufflepuff could resist the potential for gossip. I'll take it. Welcome to the Witches and Wizards on Parchment message boards. You are currently logged in, Sparkle. You are viewing threads you have replied to. And threads that have new replies. Our private message conversations with new replies. Thread op is displayed. 10 posts per page. Last 10 messages in private message history. Threads and private messages are ordered chronologically. Topic: WWO Introductory Letter and Quidditch. In Boards filled right pointer general. Terrible Twins 1 Original poster Prankster Gryffindor Peter. Posted on October 28, 1994. Welcome, gentle wizards and noble witches, to the newest invention of the handsome and dashing Weasley twins. With Quidditch cancelled this year, the scandal, we've found our time quite free. This is the result. So we welcome you all. Spread your gossip and secrets. Pull pranks. And most of all, have fun. Showing page 1 of 4. Filled right pointer Terrible Twins a Prankster Gryffindor Peter. Replied on October 28, 1994. Don't forget brilliant and generous, my worse half. How about that Quidditch ban, huh? Wood was literally trying to walk up the walls the last time I saw him. Filled right pointer Redhead Hunter Gryffindor Chaser Vixen. Replied on October 28, 1994. You guys have really outdone yourself this time. Good on you too. And, yeah, Wood might actually go insane before the end of the year. Filled right pointer Terrible Twins 1 Original poster Prankster Gryffindor Peter. Replied on October 28, 1994. Angelina, what a signature. Oh my, oh me, I'm about to act up. Filled right pointer Terrible Twins a Prankster Gryffindor Peter. Replied on October 28, 1994. Piss off, Fredge, she obviously means me, the more handsome half of our terrible twosome. Filled right pointer Redhead Hunter Gryffindor Chaser Vixen. Replied on October 28, 1994. Boys, there's more than enough of me and Alicia to go around. Filled right pointer Spinning on it Gryffindor Chaser. Replied on October 28, 1994. Don't I get a choice in all this? Filled right pointer Redhead Hunter Gryffindor Chaser Vixen. Replied on October 28, 1994. Nope Tilda and we're drafting Katie too, Alicia. Gotta keep our number advantage up so we can keep these two troublemakers in line. Filled right pointer Hell's Bells Gryffindor Chaser. Replied on October 28, 1994. He tilde I'm always down to improve our tilde teamwork tilde. Filled right pointing pointer hard as wood Gryffindor keeper wood. Replied on October 28, 1994. What's this? Can I eat it? Can it fly? Can I throw it through hoops? Can it make my muscles bigger? No, I don't care then. Wake me up when we can win the cup again. This has to be some cruel dream. End of page. 1, 2, 3, 4. Showing page 2 of 4. Filled right pointing pointer green-eyed girl Gryffindor seeker girl who lived. Replied on October 28, 1994. This is wicked, guys. One question. What does the O in WWO stand for? Filled right pointing pointer terrible twins a prankster Gryffindor beater. Replied on October 28, 1994. On parchment, of course. What else would it stand for? Filled right pointing pointer green-eyed girl Gryffindor seeker girl who lived. Replied on October 28, 1994. Ha 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 ha, Hermione's gonna flip. Filled right pointing pointer Chong Senpei Ravenclaw seeker. Replied on October 29, 1994. I didn't know she was that athletic. Why would she flip? Also, am I using this thing right? Filled right pointing pointer green-eyed girl Gryffindor seeker girl who lived. Replied on October 29, 1994. It's a figure of speech, and I said it because Muggles already have something very similar to this. They call it online. And yeah, hot stuff, you're doing fine. Just treat it as a letter that people can reply to immediately. Filled right pointing pointer terrible twins a prankster Gryffindor beater. Replied on October 29, 1994. Online, like fishing or something. Filled right pointing pointer terrible twins 1 original poster prankster Gryffindor beater. Replied on October 29, 1994. No, my dull brother. You're lucky you're the handsome one. Obviously, they call it that because they have to queue to use it. Filled right pointing pointer Heathersamander Gryffindor brilliant but scary. Replied on October 29, 1994. I am entirely unqualified to try and explain the internet to wizards. Still, this is a brilliant bit of charm work, Fred and George. May I see your notes? End of page. 1, 2, 3, 4. Topic. New professor in the Highlands. In boards filled right pointing pointer Hoggy gossip. Fabulously lavender original poster fabulous Gryffindor Queen Bee. Posted on October 30, 1994. Okay, witches, as Queen Bee of Gryffindor, I officially call this session of Hogwarts gossip into motion. This will be our first session in this new format, so if anyone has any complaints, please speak up. Now, straight to business. Thoughts on the castle's newest hunk of meat. Showing page 1 of 8. Filled right pointing pointer Ice Queen Slytherin neutral. Replied on October 30, 1994. I like that Professor White is competent and unbiased. That is all. Filled right pointing pointer Ice Princess Slytherin princess. Replied on October 30, 1994. And dashing and dark and dreamy. You know that thing where he looks so intensely at something he's reading. Swoon tilde asterisk. Filled right pointing pointer Ice Queen Slytherin neutral. Replied on October 30, 1994. Astoria, no. Filled right pointing pointer Ice Princess Slytherin princess. Replied on October 30, 1994. Astoria, yes. Besides, you're already betrothed, Daphne. I'm still a free agent tilde maybe he likes his girls a little younger. Filled right pointing pointer Ice Queen Slytherin neutral. Replied on October 30, 1994. Don't remind me of that unslytherin buffoon. If that's how you wish to play, I may as well be a free agent as well. With the death of Lord Malfoy, it's no secret that that contract will soon fall through. Filled right pointing pointer fabulously lavender original poster fabulous Gryffindor Queen Bee. Replied on October 30, 1994. Right, pure blood family drama is always appreciated, girls. But let's try to keep this on topic. Filled right pointing pointer boning bones Hufflepuff. Replied on October 30, 1994. He's a good teacher, especially if you get him alone. Has anyone else gone to his individual tutoring sessions? Filled right pointing pointer Shiva's bride Gryffindor Indian goddess love. Replied on October 30, 1994. I wish. It's like he's constantly avoiding me and laugh. Filled right pointing pointer boning bones Hufflepuff. Replied on October 30, 1994. Oh gee, after the way you two acted in our first class with him. I wonder why. End of page. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. Showing page 2 of 8. Filled right pointing pointer Heathersamander Gryffindor brilliant but scary. Replied on October 30, 1994. I find this whole thread a disturbing breach of privacy. I resent the idea that Professor Atlas is merely new meat. But for the record, I think Professor Atlas is one of the best teachers we've had. He knows how to engage his students and he knows the material. He's not afraid to try new things, to take risks when it comes to teaching. And yes, I also have to admit he is quite appealing to the eye. His features remind me of a disgraced storybook noble in a way. Dark, dashing, and dangerous. If you saw him do what I did, you'd understand that last descriptor. His handsome looks are not his only positive trait though. He's very intelligent as one would expect from a professor as young as him. He's powerful and desirable as demonstrated by his relationship with Professor Vector. And perhaps most importantly, he's open, honest, and unashamed to be himself. He can play the dashing, dangerous rogue just as well as he can play the intelligent mentor figure. It serves to reason that this flexibility makes him a prime target for fantasy, sexual or romantic, amongst the students. Add in his position of authority, and it's a wonder no one has tried to jump him yet. Filled right pointing pointer boning bones, Hufflepuff. Replied on October 30, 1994. Filled right pointing pointer Shiva's Bride, Gryffindor, Indian Goddess, Love. Replied on October 30, 1994. Filled right pointing pointer Ice Queen, Slytherin, Neutral. Replied on October 30, 1994. Filled right pointing pointer Fabulously Lavender, Original poster, Fabulous Gryffindor, Queen Bee. Replied on October 30, 1994. Smirk, it's always the smart and quiet ones. Filled right pointing pointer Shiva's Bride, Gryffindor, Indian Goddess, Love. Replied on October 30, 1994. Since when has Hermione ever been quiet? Filled right pointing pointer Fabulously Lavender, Original poster, Fabulous Gryffindor, Queen Bee. Replied on October 30, 1994. Good point. It's always the smart, bookish ones then. Does Professor Atlas know how close you two are, Hermione? Filled right pointing pointer Heathersamander, Gryffindor, Brilliant but scary. Replied on October 30, 1994. I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about. Filled right pointing pointer Chong Senpei, Ravenclaw, Seeker. Replied on October 30, 1994. Get it, girl, wax poetic, love freely, don't worry about the teasing. We all understand, that's why we're here, after all. Filled right pointing pointer Ice Princess, Slytherin, Princess. Replied on October 30, 1994. He's dating Professor Vector, that makes so much sense. They're tilde Sue tilde cute together. End of page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Showing page 3 of 8. Filled right pointing pointer Chong Senpei, Ravenclaw, Seeker. Replied on October 30, 1994. Yeah, but I think it's the traditional kind of relationship. You know the kind I'm talking about. Source: Flitwick's Loose Lips and the Way Professor Vector Interacts with Professor Sinistra. Filled right pointing pointer Heathersamander, Gryffindor, Brilliant but scary. Replied on October 30, 1994. Traditional, what do you mean? Filled right pointing pointer Chong Senpei, Ravenclaw, Seeker. Replied on October 30, 1994. It's common enough but not usually spoken of publicly. Especially not in Britain. I have a book I can lend you that goes more in depth about traditional wizarding relationships, Hermione. Filled right pointing pointer Heathersamander, Gryffindor, Brilliant but scary. Replied on October 30, 1994. That would be wonderful, thank you. Filled right pointing pointer Petty Pansy, Slytherin, not neutral. Replied on October 30, 1994. So, a traditional wizarding relationship and he looks like, and I quote, a disgraced storybook noble. Are we sure he's not secretly a pure blood? Filled right pointing pointer Ice Queen, Slytherin, neutral. Replied on October 30, 1994. It's something I've considered. Filled right pointing pointer Shiva's Bride, Gryffindor, Indian Goddess, Love. Replied on October 30, 1994. Me too. Filled right pointing pointer Boning Bones, Hufflepuff. Replied on October 30, 1994. Me 3. Filled right pointing pointer Ice Queen, Slytherin, neutral. Replied on October 30, 1994. We have no real evidence to support that theory though. If he is one, he doesn't seem to realize. Filled right pointing pointer Petty Pansy, Slytherin, not neutral. Replied on October 30, 1994. Got it. Possible but not confirmed. Still worth consideration. Didn't he take in the Lovegood twit at the beginning of the year as well? Add patron saint of generosity to Granger's poetic waxing. End of page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Showing page 4 of 8. Filled right pointing pointer Chong Senpei Ravenclaw Seeker. Replied on October 30, 1994. Don't say her name, hissed whisper you'll summon her. Filled right pointing pointer henchwoman VTuber Ravenclaw Love Gooder Coven member number 2 Shish, it's a secret. Replied on October 30, 1994. You rang, oh my, an entire thread dedicated to Atlas. How exciting, how fortuitous. Hermione's right, Atlas is quite amazing, he lets me stay with him and he's even teaching me how to proactively defend myself. Filled right pointing pointer Chong Senpei Ravenclaw Seeker. Replied on October 30, 1994. Oh, Amaterasu, he's responsible for Lovegood's reign of terror and revenge. Not that it isn't deserved but still. Mandy hasn't been able to stop twitching for weeks. She still mumbles things about pudding and Raxperts in her sleep. Filled right pointing pointer henchwoman VTuber Ravenclaw Love Gooder Coven member number 2 Shish, it's a secret. Replied on October 30, 1994. Evil laugh Mawahahahaha tilde. First, Ravenclaw Tower. Next, the world. Filled right pointing pointer Heatherzaminder Gryffindor brilliant but scary. Replied on October 30, 1994. Luna, you're living with him. Filled right pointing pointer Shiva's Bride Gryffindor Indian Goddess Love. Replied on October 30, 1994. So we're just going to pretend the other bit didn't happen. Okay, cool. Filled right pointing pointer Fabulously Lavender Original poster Fabulous Gryffindor Queen Bee. Replied on October 30, 1994. Shish, parv, this is getting good grabs popcorn. Filled right pointing pointer henchwoman VTuber Ravenclaw Love Gooder Coven member number 2 Shish, it's a secret. Replied on October 30, 1994. I am, we sleep in the same bed and he's very nice about it all. Doesn't even complain when he wakes up with me wrapped around him. Accidentally. Filled right pointing pointer Heatherzaminder Gryffindor brilliant but scary. Replied on October 30, 1994. Why I never, at least sleep in separate beds. Filled right pointing pointer henchwoman VTuber Ravenclaw Love Gooder Coven member number 2 Shish, it's a secret. Replied on October 30, 1994. Nope tilde, I get cold at night and Atlas makes for a wonderful space heater. Plus Professor Septima sometimes joins us for double the body heat. End of page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Showing page 5 of 8. Filled right pointing pointer Heatherzaminder Gryffindor brilliant but scary. Replied on October 30, 1994. Shrill she joins you. Filled right pointing pointer henchwoman VTuber Ravenclaw Love Gooder Coven member number 2 Shish, it's a secret. Replied on October 30, 1994. Of course matter of fact nod she was there first. Filled right pointing pointer Heatherzaminder Gryffindor brilliant but scary. Replied on October 30, 1994. Oh, Lord, there's a hierarchy and Luna's above all of us on it. Filled right pointing pointer the youngest redhead Gryffindor Weasley. Replied on October 30, 1994. Dibs. Filled right pointing pointer Heatherzaminder Gryffindor brilliant but scary. Replied on October 30, 1994. You can't call dibs, Ginny. Heather and I saw him first. Filled right pointing pointer Green-eyed girl Gryffindor Seeker girl who lived. Replied on October 30, 1994. Heather and Hermione wish to know your location we just wanna talk, Gin. Filled right pointing pointer Petty Pansy Slytherin not neutral. Replied on October 31, 1994. Okay, after dinner last night. Are we going to address the villa in the room or not? Filled right pointing pointer Heatherzaminder Gryffindor brilliant but scary. Replied on October 31, 1994. I'd rather not. Who knew saving a villa meant they bonded to you? Filled right pointing pointer Ice Queen Slytherin neutral. Replied on October 31, 1994. Most witches and wizards, and it would be more accurate to describe the phenomenon primarily as a debt of gratitude. Filled right pointing pointer Fabulously Lavender Original poster Fabulous Gryffindor Queen Bee. Replied on October 31, 1994. Countdown to the boys joining the thread to showcase their jealousy. 3, 2, 1. End of page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Showing page 6 of 8. Filled right pointing pointer Void Ginger Jealous Git Gryffindor. Replied on October 31, 1994. It's bloody bullshit is what it is. Why does that prick get a villa lusting after him and the rest of us are stuck all high and dry? Filled right pointing pointer Fabulously Lavender Original poster Fabulous Gryffindor Queen Bee. Replied on October 31, 1994. Heavy sarcasm how could that possibly have happened? Filled right pointing pointer Heathersaminder Gryffindor brilliant but scary. Replied on October 31, 1994. Honestly, Ron, Heather and I were there. It was just as likely for Gabrielle to bond with us as it was for her to bond with Atlas. Professor Atlas. Filled right pointing pointer drunk Irishman Gryffindor Irish. Replied on October 31, 1994. Whoa, what a mental image, almost makes this whole situation even. Filled right pointing pointer Air Longbottom Gryffindor. Replied on October 31, 1994. Not cool, Seamus. Filled right pointing pointer Chong Senpei Ravenclaw Seeker. Replied on October 31, 1994. Did anyone hear how angry the older sister was? She was accusing him of some kind of messed up stuff. Filled right pointing pointer henchwoman VTuber Ravenclaw Love Gooder Coven member number 2 Shish, it's a secret. Replied on October 31, 1994. She's just confused by her attraction to Atlas and wanting to protect Gabrielle. Their names are Gabrielle Younger and Flu Older by the way. It's so exciting to have new friends for our secret totally not Coven TM. Filled right pointing pointer drunk Irishman Gryffindor Irish. Replied on October 31, 1994. Sisters. He scored sisters. Think he gives lessons on pulling birds. Filled right pointing pointer Air Longbottom Gryffindor. Replied on October 31, 1994. Again, Seamus, not cool. They are women with their own thoughts, dreams, and fears. Not birds. Perhaps you should think on your conduct. That goes for you as well, Ronald. Filled right pointing pointer Boning Bones Hufflepuff. Replied on October 31, 1994. Sigh totally doesn't swoon. Well said, Neville, I wish more wizards were like you. End of page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Showing page 7 of 8. Filled right pointing pointer Petty Pansy Slytherin not neutral. Replied on October 31, 1994. I ship it. Filled right pointing pointer Ice Queen Slytherin neutral. Replied on October 31, 1994. They do work rather well together. I've always been partial to the opinion that Air Longbottom would have done better in Hufflepuff. Filled right pointing pointer Boning Bones Hufflepuff. Replied on October 31, 1994. Pansy, Daphne, please don't. Filled right pointing pointer Air Longbottom Gryffindor. Replied on October 31, 1994. Why do I feel like I'm missing something? Filled right pointing pointer Void Ginger Jealous Git Gryffindor. Replied on November 1, 1994. It's not bloody fair, none of this is. First the wanker gets a veal abroad and then he helps Heather cheat her way into the tournament. Bloody glory hounds and tossers the lot of 'em. Filled right pointing pointer Heathersaminder Gryffindor brilliant but scary. Replied on November 1, 1994. Ronald Weasley, you should know better than most that Heather is being forced into this tournament as yet another attempt against her life. Atlas didn't have anything to do with it. He's just trying to keep her alive with training and preparation. Don't make me owl your mother. Filled right pointing pointer Shiva's Bride Gryffindor Indian Goddess Love. Replied on November 1, 1994. And considering the number of girls that seem to be surrounding him, Professor Atlas is anything but a wanker, smirk. Filled right pointing pointer Petty Pansy Slytherin not neutral. Replied on November 1, 1994. I mean, the evidence doesn't look good for Potter. Like, how likely is it that she's really being targeted again? Filled right pointing pointer Heathersaminder Gryffindor brilliant but scary. Replied on November 1, 1994. What evidence? All you people have is bias and assumptions. Very likely, because that's what's happening, like it has happened for the past 3 years. Filled right pointing pointer Boning Bones Hufflepuff. Replied on November 1, 1994. But why did she have to do this when Hufflepuff finally gets the chance to step into the limelight with Cedric as Hogwarts champion? End of page. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Showing page 8 of 8. Filled right pointing pointer Ice Queen Slytherin neutral. Replied on November 1, 1994. I would like it noted that Astoria and I shall be rightfully abstaining from this argument. We are not dull enough to poke the Potter. Filled right pointing pointer Green-Eyed Girl Gryffindor Seeker Girl Who Lived. Replied on November 1, 1994. I didn't do anything, Susan. I thought I made that very clear. I'm not a champion, I'm just a girl being forced to compete in this death trap against her will. Atlas is the only one other than Hermione who has volunteered to help me survive tasks meant for Newt-level students. Cedric is still the Hogwarts champion. Anyone who says I'm trying to take that away from him is a bellend and a bastard. And if people want to believe that bellend cough Ron cough they're welcome to. Just don't come apologizing to me after the real culprit comes out. Filled right pointing pointer Idensparkle, Hogwarts champion, Hufflepuff. Replied on November 1, 1994. Good luck, Heather, and thanks for trying to clear things up. End of page. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8.